It's a jungle in the ghetto, so you better beware. It ain't nothing but gorillas, high and tiger the best. Pro Max, Yazeed, killing for tourists. Step foot up in this jungle, leave out in the hearse. Cold on Percocet, city girls, yes sex, all eyes, no deaths, full of shells, candle wax, candle lit, Brody hit, got shot, he shot back. Guess he knew it was real when he died, he ain't come back. Round here, snakes, we ain't gorilla, man, no being. Bro was facing 10, gave him up, now he back to win, man, it's every day. On the floor, no other way. In the ghetto, better get you some cake, no birthday, no heart, no love, nigga, what is B-Day? Cause when you down bad love, digitally leeway. Might find yourself in the he say, she say, every day, all day, who am I say? I'm the hood postman, 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 always got motion, always keep motion. I'm the hood postman, 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 wanna get homies like Rennie Loki.
Shout out to the Mailroom Nation. Shout out to the Mailroom Girls. We got Marlena Williams, Postmaster General Mike Marks are in the house. How are you guys doing? It's good to be back, man. After yesterday, everything I went through with the dentist, man, shouldn't have to experience nothing like that. Trust me and believe that. Trust and believe that. We're here today. We're going to talk about a couple of things that we don't necessarily talk about, but I've deemed necessary because there's so many things that go on in our community, within our community, outside our community, and around our community that may be just out of our circumference of awareness. For instance, I give you the black sovereign community out of St. Louis in Florida, just I think around about July the 25th. You probably don't even know this happened. They were all raided by the FBI. They were all raided. See, a lot of things that happen on our society are distractions, like the Donald Trump thing, the Joe Biden signing into law 10 years extension to the PPP. In other words, they got 10 years up to 10 years to prosecute any individuals they found in illegal troubles with the PPP. So today we're going to bring in a special guest, and he's going to come in. We're going to talk about how to free yourself, how to free yourself. But without further ado, I'd like to tell you this. One one is the flesh and blood, and the other is the separate legal personality, such as the straw man. The idea that an individual, man, that's a big old plane. The idea that the individual debts, liabilities, taxes, and legal responsibilities belong to the straw man rather than the physical individual. So let me get down to a little further breakdown. So since the U.S. went bankrupt in 1933, the money that's all out there that you have in your possession is no longer backed by a gold standard. It is no longer backed by a gold standard. All new money has to be borrowed to the extension of all states started using serial numbers, certificates, warehouse receipts for both birth certificates and marriage certificates. In other words, your marriage certificate, your birth certificate, your license, your social security card, your passport, even your credit cards are all have your name. Just don't take my word for it. Go look at them. Your names are in bold and capital letters. Other words, you are not the live human. You are the corporation. That makes you a debtor. Your country, your United States, have borrowed against you. Go look on your birth certificate. Pull out your birth certificate. Pull it out. Look at it. There's a series of numbers on your birth certificate that explains what I'm telling you. Those are the codes. See, everything in this country is locked by code, and what we don't understand is the legalese that goes behind the codes. Code is legalese. It is a secret communication between judges and attorneys and other individuals that are in that core group. Attorneys, judges, and people in the court are all engaged in what we call the bar association. A bar association is a secret society. Are you guys getting me? Can you guys hear me? I don't want to be not saying this and you guys not hearing me. Yeah, so that is the gist of it. I don't know where the guest is at. Maybe he's hopefully he can navigate his way to find his way through the how to use a StreamYard. So by the way, how you guys are doing out there? I just wanted to like open up with that and give you guys something to go on. Give us a kind of parameter to where we'll be talking about today. Sounds good. Thank you, Marlene Williams. Sounds good. Let me check on this guy. Let me see where he's at. I'll be right back shortly. Ah, we're back. We are back. Uh,
Dark in here, man.
oh, well, yeah, that's okay. The darkness is okay. Maybe you know what I mean, because the things we're talking about in regards to ownership. You know what I mean? I was just telling the first step to sovereignty is reestablishing ownership. That is the first step. And a lot of people are unaware that we're any type of whether it's a ticket or you signing financial papers, any of that stuff is like a legal obligation. It's a collateral. You enter into a collateral agreement with those individuals. You're giving them, other words, giving them authority.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Okay, I hear you
I
now.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I was just saying, explaining my brother Yazeed Bey, and we're here to talk about in theory, the sovereignty, and how we get back, how you attain your freedom. So the stage is yours, bro.
Uh, I was listening to your show last week, man, and you brought up a word, indoctrination, which is very key. And we've been indoctrinated since we was younger. School at church, they play a big part of it. You know,
Uh huh.
so a lot of times, and I'm gonna read off the word. I'm gonna read off the definition. It says the process of teaching a person or a group of to accept a set of beliefs uncritically. So you remember being back in class, you raise your hand, ask a question, the teacher be like, "Nope, you're not asking the right question." You go in church, same thing. The pastors they don't want to hear nothing you have to say because you're messing up the other people's minds. Now they're starting to think. Now they starting to figure things out. And they don't want that. So that's where you start. You have to break out of that mindset, whatever you've been taught.
So what is that from your perspective? What does that look like? Because I know I'm familiar with a lot of the stuff that you're talking about because I've read the Uniform Commercial Code, UCC. And the UCC it's a book called Cracking the Code, by the way, by the name of Jordan Maxwell, who goes through it kind of pretty thoroughly as far as the breakdowns. And he explains the judges, the attorneys, and how they assign these people to become you either two. There are two type of people in this country. There's there's creditors and debtors. You as an individual have to decide where you're going to be. And part of that has to do, we don't own our name. Our name is our, and I told you people this before, our names are our identifiers to this
Those are
point.
core.
Until you learn how to own that name, because they're I was explaining also that they're using those names in bold letters. Other words, you're becoming a corporation. Shout out to Big Devil.
Yeah,
Are
you
you?
are a corporation. That's a fictitious name,
Uh-huh.
a fictitious entity. That's what the straw man is, and it
Right.
was created when you were born. As soon as you got the birth certificate, boom, all caps. That's the straw man.
Social
And our
Security,
mothers, yep,
passport, credit
yep.
card, driver license.
But we have to correct it. So if you don't know, I mean, they always say when you get 18, you're supposed to do something, but they never tell
Uh-huh.
you what it is. And this is what you're supposed to do. So right now, we're still minors, and just adults with minor minds. We're thinking like minors. We having somebody else do something else for us, take care of our business for us when we're supposed to do it.
So would you say that we are still in like a chattel slavery system? We just don't recognize it because it doesn't involve chains, whips, people on horseback, because they now use what we call esquire.
Yeah, we're still slaves.
Yeah.
We're still slaves. No matter, you still got a social security number. You still working for somebody. You're a slave. The chains are just invisible. But I'm
So
gonna set this straight. We were enslaved.
Jim Crow Esquire is now running the plantation.
Hmm. But we were enslaved. I want to say that we were enslaved. We wasn't brought from nowhere else.
So how does any of this correlate with the Damu and the Kiwi phenomena? Because they seem to be the most affected by it, but don't realize it that how how much is impacting them and how much it plays into their lives and how much it's going to determine where they land at in life.
I mean, they just keep building prisons for them, man, and putting carrots in front of their face, and they keep chasing it, not knowing there's another way to do it.
When you say carrots, give me an example. What are you talking about?
Putting those nice cars in front of you, you know, nice houses, but not telling you that it's your land that they building the stuff on, or you on your own land. So automatically you're gonna think something differently. You automatically gonna be in survival mode. Like, I gotta have that. It's right there. It's there for me to get it. But, and they go around the one way to get it.
So when did you start studying the sovereignty? At what point did you become aware of it?
Man, in 2015, I had a buddy of mine. I was telling you, he called me one day, and I was at work. I was like, I'll call you back. So I called him on my break. He was like, "So, what are you?" I was like, "What you mean by that?" I was like, he was like, "What are you? What are you?" I was like, "Well, I was told I was black." He was like, "You're not. You are more." I was like, "Okay." I heard that before, but whenever I heard it, it was something negative behind it. So I started doing my own research. I started listening to a lot of videos, and I came across Tariq Bey. And one word that he said that kept sticking out was civil liter mortus. And it sounds weird, but it's a Latin word. So it just
What
means
what what is the meaning to that word?
socially and politically dead in the eyes of the law. So whenever you call yourself black, African American, colored, Negro, that's what you are. So you have no rights. So I was like, wow. So then I just started, stumble upon other videos, and I just kept searching. I was like, okay. I had the aha moment. Once I had the aha moment, I was like, okay, I'm going from there. So
Yeah,
you have to change your mind first.
yeah. So a lot of
Yeah.
people, and I'm just explaining, a lot of us don't understand that since the 1933, the United States has been bankrupt. There's no longer the money that we have is no longer backed by gold standard. and they borrowed it to its existence. All states started issuing serial numbers as a certificates and warehouse receipts of birth certificates, marriage, passports, credit cards, license, everything that we can possibly think of, all laid out in bold capital letters. And it has begun, it's not really, people don't even take notice to these things, you know what I mean? But how important is it that we start paying attention to this stuff in order to, like, because there's common law, there's civil law, and then there's statute. What's the difference between the common and the civil? Do you know?
Well, I'll just say this. A U.S. citizen only has rights and privileges. An American national has rights. Well, I should say they have privileges. I'm sorry. U.S. citizens only have privileges, and U.S. national has rights. So U.S. citizens will be up under codes and statutes. So they're not under law. So it's legal and lawful. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they'll be up under the legal. And if you have a nationality, which is American national, you're lawful. You're living under lawful. I'm sorry if I sound like I'm a little nervous right now because I never really done nothing like this, but yeah.
Man, it's okay, bro. I mean, that's why we here, to just take our time, walk through the information and let you, give your opinion or either your theories or even your relevancy and your honesty to the subject matter. You know what I mean? Because it just, I think it's something that's necessary. We must talk about it because in order to pledge the people as collateral against the loans and municipality bonds taken with federal, they had to implement a bank, and that's the Federal Reserve Bank.
Yeah.
That a lot of people don't know that the Federal Reserve Bank is controlling a lot of this. Even when you go into your bank, well, you got to understand that the insurance companies are the most powerful corporations in the world. Insurance, because when you go into your bank, you'll see it federally insured by whatever, federally insured, FDIC, whatever it is, federally insured.
It says federal debt notes on the paper. They're debt notes. It says it.
So you have to understand, you know what I mean? And even with the hip hop community, whether you playing sports, whether you playing entertainment, all that stuff has to do with insurance. You know what I mean? A lot of times you see our young brothers that's dying in the hands of drill music and rap and all this back and forth, and people like Charleston White are agents. They're agents of that.
Keeping it going. Keeping all the chaos going. Yep.
And we have to recognize this. A lot of people looking at Charleston White and thinking he's just there for fun and entertainment. He's a grown man using talking in nursery rhymes. So we have to understand that all people like himself is part of the modus operandi. He's part of that system that's holding your feet to the fire, that's holding you to this caste system, that's holding you to this, and the codes and the statutes or the legalese of which they speak in. Because I done been in courtrooms where I didn't understand a darn thing of what they were saying.
Yeah, and that's what they bank on. They tell you, as soon as you say yeah, you saying, oh, they stand over you. And that's what it is. If you say no, I don't understand, then they can't really do nothing with you.
Right.
But the moment you say yeah, they got you.
Yep.
Yeah, I understand.
But that's just like when you're standing from a court, and we had sister in there, Demeter, a bishop. We were talking about never waive your rights. Why are you waiving your rights to a speedy trial? Why do you? Somebody just walk in that you ain't met. You don't know from a can of paint. Tell them, yeah, we need you to waive your rights today, and I'm gonna be representing me. You don't even know me. How you representing me? That's the way you gotta talk to these people. You know what I mean? You can't just let them walk in and just waltz in, because they wearing a suit and tie like they supposed to be somebody. No. Shout out to Tom.
And you agreeing to be that strong man. You agreeing to be those all capital letters. That's what you agreeing to. But you're not that. You are you.
That's true. BX. That's true. B triple X. You're right. You know, so are you with the I see you got the Bay in your name. Are you actually part of the Moore Science Temple, or what is that?
Nah, nah.
So what made you
Uh,
attach the Bay to your name?
well, at that time, when my studies, that's what I chose,
Okay,
and that's just that's what I chose. Yazeed Yair Bey.
okay.
But you don't have to be a part of the temple to be a Moor.
Yeah, I was
That's
just
the
asking
thing.
a question. Yeah, you're right. Actor chuckles at facts. A lot of the people can't understand the UCC or how it is used in the USA corporation because the United States is a corporation.
Yeah.
Been one.
Yep.
But I tell every last one of you, when you get time, look at your credit cards, look at your license, look at it, and you will see everything is in capital letters. And look at your social security card and your birth certificate. It has a series of numbers on those certificates. Those are the numbers that they use to track you and keep account of who you are and what you're doing. You know what I mean? And how much they can borrow against you.
Yeah. Because
Just
everything
being
is
honest.
pretty much paid for. Because your social security number is actually an account, and you just get
Uh-huh.
money from that. So
Uh-huh.
you really double dipping.
So when you earn your freedom, what are the steps to earning your freedom? Can you map that out?
Okay. Well, how I did mine was through the passport, and it's real tricky. It's now they even changed some things on the passport. They have something. They have the acts and conditions on there. I believe they took that out, and you're supposed to attach an affidavit to it. Stating who you are. And once you do that, then you get a certified copy of that, and then you take it down to the Social Security office so they can change your status up.
Let me say this before you go any further. Affidavit become legal and binding if nobody rebuts an affidavit. Always remember that
Right.
affidavits become legal and binding if there's no rebut to the affidavit. Go
And the
proceed.
affidavit is an explanatory statement, which is you just telling them who you are and that you're not a U.S. citizen. And when I did mine, I used the 1849 California Constitution because each state is really a country. That's why they have their own flag and their own constitution.
And they
So
all have their own UCC.
yes, so I think people need to understand that. But yeah, that constitution is powerful if you know how to use it.
So again, how did you use it? What did you do? I mean, give us a little more insight.
Um, it's real easy. I just fill out the application. It's a certain way you have to fill it out. I can't, demonstrate it on here.
The application.
The DS11 form. Sorry about that. The passport application. It's called the DS11 form.
Uh-huh.
And I filled that out. I took it over to Dominguez College because that's where you can take it to if you want to. Um, I had my explanatory statement attached to it. Gave it to him. Took the little oath, and boom, that was it. Waited, and I did
Explanatory
it.
statement. What was your explanatory statement?
Um, Let me see if I can pull it up because I can read like a little bit of what
So
it
do
had
you
on it.
are you using the state of California Treasury Department as your fiduciary?
I didn't. You don't have to do all that. I just put, hey, this is who I am, and I'm not that
Okay.
because they're going to assume that you're a U.S. citizen unless you say something.
Uh-huh.
So
So when you're pulled over by the police departments, what is that conversation like?
well, that's the thing. It depends on if you. They have something called the injunction that a lot of people were doing some years back, and it's kind of like it's an affidavit, but you send it off to the sheriffs. So you put your VIN number, your license plate number, and letting them know, hey, I'm not a U.S. citizen. It's a do not stop, do not detain list. And so when you turn in a explanatory statement, It's basically saying the same thing, except the vehicle isn't involved. So if they do stop you, it will say, "Hey, don't mess with this person." It won't let them go. It won't even let them really see nothing. And the guy who I was talking about, Taquan X, a lot of people go to his channel. Please go to his channel, and he'll explain because he got some officers to actually do that. And he said he was a felon, and he still was able to get a gun after he filled out the passport application. So I'm gonna give up his information. It's Taquan X. It's TAQUANEX, and that young brother has a lot of knowledge. You know, he's one of those people who got the knowledge and just took off. It was like, because he said his father was in prison, and his father, called him, say, "Hey, I'm a Moor, and I'm about to get diplomatic immunity." And he was like, "What?" And he did his own research, and he off and running now.
How important is it to people, black people, or we know we're not black, but because that's a crayon, but that's just something we use to identify. So how do we get into that? You know what I mean? How does that really work for us?
Like I said, it come up here. It ain't even the paperwork. Some spiritual work that you have to do as well, because you have to believe it. You can't just say, "Okay, I'm just gonna do this," and bam. No, it don't work like that. You have to believe what you're doing. But yeah, it works.
Okay.
And I mean, I'll help a couple people, but I'm so busy, man. It's just like, like I said, I work 6 days a week, and some people, that's just what they do. And they changed up the DS-11 form because of, we broke the code, and they don't want all their slaves to get loose. So therefore, they have to put up another roadblock.
Well,
But
this in nature, men can't escape being governed. They either govern or they govern oneself. So what is the best position to be in that circumstance?
To govern yourself. I know a lot of people, a lot of Moors, they get mad and say, "Hey, we got our own government. You should be up under that." But it's too much fighting and too many politics for, at least for me. Some people it work for them, but for me, I can't deal with it. So I'd rather just learn what I do and use it for me and my family, and that's what it is. If you want the knowledge, I'll help you, or I'll help whoever. But yeah, I say govern yourself.
So are you married or anything?
I'm married, but legally I'm married. Yeah, and I'm
So
just
are your wife
separated.
and kids sovereign as well?
Yeah, my wife. Yeah, when
Okay.
back in October we did this. Did our little thing. I had to show her because I can't just not show her. So yeah, she did the same process I did, and yeah. Matter of fact, one time we was driving down Crenshaw and by Crenshaw and Rosecrans, and the policy enforcers got behind us, and I guess they ran their plates. But anyway, they turned around. As soon as they ran up, we watching them, looking right at them. They turned right around, and this was like after she did the process. So I don't know if that was it
So
or
what did the plate come back as once you get it all taken care of to where the policy enforcers to make them want to just turn around and go the other way? What is that?
because they don't want to get sued. But anyway, it's do not stop,
I think it's
do
like
not
a
detain.
$2,000 fine for them
Yeah,
using your
yeah,
name. You don't give them permission.
yeah. I'm gonna send you that explanatory statement too, so you can read it and see what I'm talking about because
So
it's very powerful.
why did you have to go to Cal State Dominguez? What was that?
Because at the time, I don't think the post office were accepting passport applications.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have to look online, and Cal State Dominguez, that's what they were doing. So that
So
what's the name? The pandemic messed up everything.
what if a person can't obtain a passport due to child support? Because, and we all know that really that the government can't act as a collection agency for financial institution and that's why the child support thing is really illegal. But they do a lot of things that's illegal. So how the one that can't that say based on his child support status he can't obtain a passport? How does that individual work through that through that web?
That's a good question because I know it's 2,500 and they won't allow you to get it, but it has to be a way around it. I haven't found that out yet, but I heard it's a way around it. But I don't know for myself. But yeah, 2,500 it'll be hard.
Could you could you at least go get the information and bring it back to us? Because I would like for because a lot of people, you know what I mean. Everybody's circumstance is not the same, so there's
Yeah,
individuals
yeah,
out there that have these type of.
yeah. It's a fight, man. It's a fight. I'll do the best I can, because I still do a lot of my studying as well. I don't just, think I know everything because I don't. I'm still learning. So I just a
Okay.
little bit of information I do have, I have to pass it on.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming on and sharing what you did share with us, man. And we'll check back in with a later date. And I appreciate you, bro. Thanks for stopping by the mail room and sharing your information. And we'll do a follow up.
No doubt, man. Thanks for having me on. Sorry I didn't, you know.
Peace.
Thank you.
Shout out to the mailroom nation, the mailroom goons. Man, what my guy, ball game. Ball game, you still in there, Big Deb? You still in there, man? Man, we need some rah-rah down, man. We don't did the legal stuff, man. We need some rah-rah, Big Deb. Where you at? Where's Slick Roo at, man? Somebody out there, man. Where my people at? Right on, man. Appreciate Yazeed, man, for coming by. He was a little nervous though. He was nervous and talking about the information because again, the straw man theory holds that individuals have two personas. One is the flesh and blood, and the other is a separate legal personality, such as straw man. And the idea that the individual debt, liabilities, taxes, and legal responsibilities belong to the straw man rather than the physical individual. You know, in order to pledge that people as a collateral against that take loans and municipalities and stuff the bonds has to be taken out and the Federal Reserve Bank owns those bonds. So again, it's interesting when you talk about this stuff. When you go back and look, I'm telling you, go look at your birth certificate, go look at your Social Security card, and you will see exactly what I was referring to in that regard. Big Demon, what's going on, man? Let me drop a link in the chat, man. Somebody come on in there with me. Let me drop a link. Uh-oh. Let me get a link. I got a fig link. What's up, Rodney? I ain't seen you in a minute. How you been, man? Hope you been all right, bro. Sick. I ain't seen you in a great while, bro. I guess. Copy. Post. There you go. Man, at this point, let's get it in. Let's go in. Let's go in. The Hood Postman. We on live. It's Tuesday. We don't normally come in on Tuesday, so it was really like a free day for me. You know what I mean? Being that I was feeling a lot better from yesterday because yesterday I had to go get oral surgery. So that was man. I tell you, man, these dentists, these people is butchers. They want money. They be offering stuff that you don't even need. They be offering stuff that you don't even need. Anybody want to jump in the chat with me? The ball game, nobody. The ball game must be out. Ball game saying he's relaxing. Chewbacca, I don't answer questions. What do you ask you, Mike? I'm doing right, man. I'm doing all right. Chewbacca came from white folks. Okay. Hey, Chewbacca, man, is you an agent, man? What's happening, man? Michael Hawkins, what's happening? What's good with you, man? So we was talking about sovereignty and straw law and stuff of that nature. That's his question, Mike Marks. Chewbacca is a regular history that knows his history. Right on, Mike. I appreciate you, man. Chewbacca, man, if you know your history so well, come on, man. Come on in the chat and tell your history. Let me hear your history. I just put a link in the comment, man. People be running from them links. They be thinking they want to be there. They be thinking they want to come on, but they don't want. But again, we was talking about. See, a lot of people don't understand that a lot of these militias and white supremacist groups, they operate under sovereignty. This is why you don't see the government going after them and attacking their compounds and then very seldom. Remember, put case in point, right? And Demon to know this. What's going on, Devon? Out in I think it was in Nevada. It was during the Obama. Was it during Obama? Yeah, it was during Obama administration. Were the white men out there in the ranchers, or was it before Obama? Could have been Bush. Could have been Bush. The white man out there, the rancher, when the feds showed up his ranch, he drew down on them. Drew down, pulled all kind of guns on them people. And you notice they never talked about that again. What up, Big Dale? They
What's
never
cracking?
talked about that again. What's up, Big Dale?
What's cracking?
Man, I needed somebody to come on.
What's that,
Man.
Big Demon? Big Demon, jump on in here.
Big Demon, man. Big Demon probably, man, he probably bumping iron or something. What's happening, Big
Hitting 500 on the bench press.
What's been happening, man?
I ain't doing nothing, just chilling.
Man,
Doing this last week of vacation.
What's that weather like?
I don't know. I've been in the house all day today, but it's been like 10. I think it was like 109 yesterday.
Damn it.
Yeah, 109 yesterday.
Yeah, Chewbacca say thanks for joining in, man.
Who?
Chewbacca.
Chewbacca.
Yeah, that's what he thought it was. Chewbacca.
See, I'm not even Big Demon. That's my bro.
Yeah, I tried to get these to come in, but he probably stopped listening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he just chilling. Enjoying this last week of vacation. Kicking back at the crib.
What you doing, man? Tell us some of the things you did while you was on vacation.
I went on a little boat ride and stuff. Just been relaxing and stuff. Went on a little boat ride. Went to Palm Springs. Had a little picnic on the beach. I got seasick on that boat though. I don't know why. That's the first time that ever happened.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if it was from the motion of the boat or what, but I got real sick on that damn boat.
So did you have to throw up or anything like that?
Felt like it. I had to sit down and have another drink or something. But I got my ass up off of there. Shit, I'd have been on 100 boats. That's the first time I've been sick though.
Right.
Mhm. But yeah, I just been chilling, man. Get a lot of
Okay.
work done around the house. All my whole list done. Finished. Shit, now I get my brain ready to go back on Monday.
That's the part right there. That's really the difficult part is getting ready to go back, man. How you
Mhm.
how that what
Yeah,
that's the
yeah. Now I ain't got to turn no wrenches when I go back. I ain't actually got to do no work. I'm just really going back to the office, kick my feet up, and do some paperwork and catch up on some stuff.
so these are you in the same office or different
I'm in the same office.
okay. But a different
Yeah,
desk, obviously.
yeah, different desk. Like 3 computers in front of me. I don't even know why you got to have 3 computers, but I only use one of them.
Okay.
Everybody else be having, all that shit on their own.
Tomorrow on Wednesdays, man, I'm gonna bring Melvin Storm and I told the guard, man, they're gonna talk about that paperwork on Charleston White.
Charles
You know,
White.
they say it's like 528 pages on it.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
Charleston White, man, as of lately, he apologized, he didn't take it back, he apologized, take it back. So I think they're gonna come in and, and get their little get their thoughts about everything that's been happening here as of lately. It's not really little. But that dude is causing he's ruffling a lot of different feathers. And I don't know if he knows the consequences or if there is any. I don't know. You know what I mean? It just seems to me it's like, why keep poking a bear?
Right.
You know, you keep poking a bear, at some point the bear gonna get up.
Bear gonna poke back.
Yes. So what's been going on? You've been on the block, post.
What was that?
You've been over in the block in the neighborhood, Post Street.
I slid through. I ain't stopped. I went over there and hollered at T-Bone for a minute. He kept it
I was
moving.
he doing all right.
Yeah, he doing all right.
That's good.
Yeah. Said, what up,
I
Melly?
used
Oh,
to
yeah,
talk
it's
to more
kitchen.
people in a while. Hope you all right.
Who, Bo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to him today. He's straight.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
So I
Today,
know you
Tuesday,
ready.
man. What was that?
I said I know you ready for football season right now.
Oh, yeah, man. Ready to get it crack. I'm going to the game September on the 18th. Home opener, Frisco.
You already ready, huh?
Yeah, got our tickets and shit, so we can go there. Huh?
You going to the Rams Stadium so far?
Oh, yeah, that's our stadium when we play there. That ain't the Ram Stadium when we play. That's the Niner Stadium when we play there.
Okay.
They know it. Yeah, they can't even feel that. Man, you see all that red up in there? All the Niner fans up in there. We take over their stadium, man.
You definitely be more Niner fans.
Yeah, we take over their stadium, man. So far, that's the Niners' second home. They know it. Yeah. But yeah, I might go to the game later on this year over there.
When are they scheduled to play?
I think we play them later on in the year. I think like around November, probably December thing.
Okay.
Yeah. I like going to the home games though. I like just making a trip out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I ain't going there. We go over there. I remember I bumped in the hub out there a couple of times at a Candlestick years ago. Yeah, big hub out there.
That was big city.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The hub, the big city.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Shout out to the Mailroom Goons, man, on this Tuesday.
Yeah, it's a Tuesday, man. It's like an off-handed day for me. You know, I really don't. It's Tuesday, but I just decided to let the young brother come in and talk about sovereignty. You know, she can explain that. But he was kind of nervous. Hopefully next time he'll be a little more thorough.
Yeah, I heard about the Moors before though. Just
Uh,
a little bit about them.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but overall he did a good job, man. I think he at least opened the door for the conversation to start. You know?
Yeah. Need to school us on some stuff. Put
Okay,
the
Chewbacca,
information out there.
do that, man. One day you're gonna come into the body and talk to the people, man. We appreciate that.
What up, Rodney Scott? Both Master General is supposed to answer his question. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's been a slow motion day today, man.
about a couple of weeks ago, people don't know, man, there was a black sovereign group out of St. Louis and one in Florida was raided by the FBI. They
Yeah, I ain't hear about that.
yeah, that sovereignty is a lot to take in there. Okay? Yeah, no, it wasn't on the news because they want to keep it secret. You know, that's how they do. You know what I mean? They was trying to believe that they was colluding with the Russian government. That is, man, it's just crazy how some of these things, you know. And they wonder why we don't trust them.
Right. Right. Let's see. I can't read the comment. A lot to take it in. I'm on speak.
So with the 49ers, what is that like this year? And last year they got close, but you know, both only counting horseshoes and
Yeah, we got that young quarterback over there. We should be all right though. You know what I mean? As long as we run the ball.
First year's pro?
Yeah. As long as we run that ball.
So university come out
of? North Dakota. North Dakota State. Yeah.
Yeah, brother or what?
Yeah, brother.
Okay.
Yeah, brother. It looked all right when they played the other day, but that's just preseason though. Let's see. Let's see what he's doing this season.
Super Bowl this year.
Tom Brady?
Yeah.
Shit, Tom Brady ain't going nowhere. And switch coaches. It's over for Brady. It's over for Brady.
Jimmy G gone. G out there, huh?
Yeah, they do. They might go to the playoffs, but you know,
that's
they got hip to Brady.
Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I got the Rams.
Shit, Stafford got messed up elbow over there. He ain't gonna be able to last no 17 games. You know what I mean? You know, we own them. You know, they got a good squad though.
Yeah.
That damn Cooper Kupp. They got a solid squad. They got a solid squad, but they ain't gonna repeat though. That's for sure.
Right on, Rodney. He said Raiders back when they was in the Coliseum.
Raiders. So the Raiders might even do. They look like they looking a little all right. They got some new players over there.
Well, they got what I understand, they got a pretty good coach. You know?
Yeah, but you got to just put it all down on the field though. They get all them good players, change coaches and everything, and a lot of the time it take a couple years of gel. You know, it just don't click right away like that. You know, but we got that defense though. That defense gonna be ready this year.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we get to all see how it plays out. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Put some bets in, get some.
I'm gonna keep you long, man. I'm gonna jump out of here. But you guys be sure to tune in tomorrow when Melvin Parker and I'll tell tomorrow come on, man, and talk about this Charleston White stuff. It's gonna be a banger. Pull up pop some popcorn. They're gonna go in. I guarantee they're going in.
What Chewbacca talking about? Yeah, I ain't finna do nothing. I'm gonna kick back, man, and said do some meditation and just kick on back, man. Like, shit,
hey, Big Deb, thanks for stopping, man. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Yeah, we're gonna have Mark. We're gonna have Melvin Farmer. We're gonna have Ayatollah Lamar. They gonna come in and man, they gonna tear down Charleston White. I don't know if they're gonna tear him down or they're gonna chop him up or they're gonna shred him. I don't know. But I tell you one thing, them two brothers got that information. They gonna come in hard and heavy. That's what I do know.
Filthy It's a jungle in the ghetto, so you better beware. It ain't nothing but gorillas, iron tigers the best. Pro Mags, Yazeed, killing for church. Step foot up in this jungle, leave out in the hearse. Cold on Percocet, city girls, yes sex, all eyes, no deaths, full of shells, candle west, candle lit, Brody head, gas, shotty shot back. Guess he was real when he died, he ain't come back. Round here, snakes, we gorilla man, no fin. Bro was face 10, gave him up, now he back to win. Man, it's every day, on the floor, no other way. In the ghetto, better get you some cake, no birthday, no heart, no love, nigga, what is B-Day? Cause when you down bad love, digitally your leeway. Might find yourself in the he say, she say, every day, all day, who am I say? I'm the hood postman, 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 always got motion, always keep motion. I'm the hood postman, 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 I'm the hood postman. Wanna get homies like Rennie Loki.
Shout out to the Mailroom Nation. Shout out to the Mailroom Goon. Shout out to everybody that dropped by. Devon Cutmore, of course, Marlene and William, Postmaster General. Michelle, yeah, Melvin Foreman. I told him more. I've joined the professor on Wisdom Wednesday. Definitely. Mayweather, LJ, what's good, bro? What's good? Rodney Scott, man. Hope to see you again. Chewbacca, you can even come through, man. We're gonna save a seat for you too, boy. Mike Marks. I think Chewbacca want to have a conversation with you, man. Everybody that joined us, Big Dev, shout out to Big Dev, shout out to our guests early on. Yeah, Yazeed, man. Yeah, shout out to him, man. And be sure to join us tomorrow on Wisdom Wednesday. We'll be much better prepared and ready to go. For sure. Until then, Marlena Williams, go ahead and lock the door because we are gone.